Alrighty, just in the nick of time. Alright. We did a late stream today because I didn't want to step. We did a late stream today because I didn't want to step on Dungeons and Distractions. They uh, are currently towards the end of a St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital um, charity stream. They're playing Dungeons and Distractions, a charity game with Animated Breaks, Smashley, Danatage, Spooner Sloth, and his wife MCI Panda. Impious is doing the DMing. But it is time for me to start, and it was getting towards the end of their uh, game. But please feel free to go ahead and check them out. St. Jude's Children's Hospital is obviously a worthy cause, so if you want to go over there and donate, that would be wonderful. Oh, hi. Hi, Wick David. I see you there. Mom must have missed it in Wick David saying good evening in chat. Oh, my mod is late, so she missed a thing. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating fact here. We're all running a little late because this is normally an hour past quitting time, hour and a half or so. Uh, but I'm gonna work until I'm tired. My mod may have to be relieved by my backup mod, but that's okay. It'd be really nice to be able to finish up the phase today. Um, I think I'm gonna. Thank you. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to extend this smirk all the way to the bottom of the glasses because that's just the reality of what I've got to do to make this work. Thank you, Maximum Homer Drive. Yeah, I had seen this swirly blue and this iridized blue in a glass shop, and I immediately knew what I wanted to do with it. So I approached Joel Telling about making him a Joelbot window. It is a gift. He's not paying a thin dime for this, including shipping. It's all on me. So Joel accepted and sent me the file of the drawing of Joelbot that was done by Fat Celiac on Twitter, also known as Lady Muse, the the uh, other half of Maker's Muse that occasionally makes appearances on live streams as a chat reader and moderator. But she's a obviously talented graphic artist. And so that's how I got a hold of this, and that's who it's going to. I'm just excited that I get to do this project. This is turning out as good or even better than I imagined that it would turn out with the glass. I do have a dilemma to solve here in a minute with the eyes. I'm kind of undecided, and we've got a couple choices. And what I may do, if we get a few people in here, I may put up a poll when I'm ready to do the eyes and see which route we're going to take. And I'm also going to break right below the nose. We're going to make a straight line here. And a line here just because. It'll make my life easier. Not that I couldn't do it, I'd just rather not try to do what not breaking it up would require. So, I'm going to start on my left and work my way across. Then we'll work our way down. Um, I did this in high school. I made 3 or 4 windows. And this is actually the only art I've ever been any good at. The free-handed pottery stuff that you do, not the stuff on the spinning wheel, but the reddish clay pottery that you can make salsa bowls and stuff with. I tried my hand at that, and it was a bowl. Uh, it wasn't pretty. not not by any stretch of the imagination was it pretty. It was functional. It was a bowl. It was bowl shaped. It got its glaze and all of that good stuff, but it wasn't pretty. I can't draw to save my life, which thankfully in stained glass, depending on how you do it, um, there is no drawing. I trace things. I find patterns I like. Now that I have Fusion 360 on my computer, I could probably even make patterns on Fusion 360. I can take drawings and basically turn them into a pattern. So that's what I'm doing here. So kind of as I go, I I break it up wherever I need to make it actually work. It's good fit. But I lost my train of thought as I'm trying to talk and find a good place to glue this thing. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4. This is actually my 5th window. But it's one of those things that because there are so many pieces, ah, as my camera falls off the table, because there are so many pieces in each window, it's a skill that multiplies itself and improves rather quickly. At least it did for me. Um, and I seem to have that natural knack, if you will, with glass. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm just I'm good at it. And there are, you know, I have worked with some glass that's uh, less cooperative than others. So you know, you take crystal clear glass. That's basically the base. That's as easy as anything is ever going to get in the world of glass. And then you start adding color to it. And depending on the substances or substance, depending on if it's single color or multicolor glass that you add to it, makes it, you know, it changes the properties of the glass ever so slightly. And some colors of glass, some kinds of glass are trickier than others. So, wispy glass, where there's, you know, on the backside of this iridized glass, it's blue and white glass that's just wispy like that, can have a grain to it and can break funny. It just kind of depends on the color. Some colors are negligible in their effect. But then when you get this iridized film, because generally, at least for me, that's the side that I cut on because I glue on the face that I want facing up. Um, this film that they put on it to make it uh, the iridescent colors, that can make it more difficult to break because you have to cut through that film that's on there to get the fractures down into the glass, and sometimes that makes it break funny. Now, this iridized glass has not been too bad. The plain Jane white iridized glass is the worst. I mean, you can make it do what you want it to do, but it's very difficult. It's very moody, if you will. It's not the best word to use, but it's the only word I can think of to express the fact that it's not at all consistent. You can have one difficult cut come out absolutely perfect and great, and then the next one is not so much, and you may have to give it a couple of tries. Yeah, see, and I'm the other way. As soon as I started working with it, I'm one of those people, and I'm thankful for it because I'm not gifted with anything else. But it just works for me. Yeah, this is the second window I've done since I got back into it. The first, no, third. Well, the other one's not done. So actually, I said 5 windows earlier. I missed one. That'd be 6 windows total. This being the sixth. But so the first one was the Fun King window. The second one is the what we're using as our table right now, the Spooner Sloth window, because it's 34 by 34. I have nowhere else to put it, and it's pretty stable. And all my cutting I've been doing on this red. This red is like double thick glass. It's really, really tough. I had a hard time even breaking it. Well, that's good, man. And maybe you'll pick up some tricks just from watching me. Um, I do things the way I was taught, which is definitely not what a lot of people who do traditional glass do. Um, I've watched a few people. One of the main people I watch, there's only like three of us on Twitch that do glass, and I've only really caught the one person, but his name is Ichabod Glass. He basically gets all or most of his pieces cut out and then foils and assembles them. I cut and foil and assemble as I go. And if I can help it, I don't solder till the end because I like to do it all at once. But part of that is just because the way the class was, limited resources. So uh, what the instructor did is just as people finished, then you could use the soldering iron because you know how it is with schools. Especially with a soldering iron, it's kind of dangerous. So you can only watch so many people do it at the same time. So that's why I didn't learn to do the soldering as I go. Um, you cut a piece, you foil a piece, you trace the next piece, um, and then and the reason for that is sometimes when you foil, it does add a thickness to it. So um, sometimes if you cut them too tight and then you foil after they're cut, then sometimes you have problems getting it to fit. So there's reasons I do things the way I do. Mainly because that's the way I'm taught. Not that it was right or wrong. There's several ways to skin a cat. Yes, I hear you. Oh, okay. I'll have to catch Claycorp. Can you write that down so I can find them later? There's not very many of us on Twitch. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. I heard it beep. I don't know. I'll look at it in a second because that was the beep of being connected. I don't know what its problem is. It's way over there. It looks like it's connected for now. But with it on I've got a 7-port hub that I plug into my computer because I don't have enough USB slots to run the camera and everything. Um, it's charging off of that, so it doesn't really get a charge. It charges so slowly that basically it just keeps it from dying till the end of stream. Um, I may do that then. Do you need a cord or do you got a cord? Okay, I will do that. I'll be right back. That way I know it's charging. And with that gone, I can bring my dinner over here, which I'm gonna snack on every now and again. I don't know why it's being persnickety tonight. Normally it does okay. Yep. I'm not gonna try that curve, so we're just gonna take that and go off to the grinder. But yeah, by all means, if you have any questions, feel free to to post them, and I will answer them as best as I can. Mm-hmm. Where, oh, where? Oh, there they are. Misplaced my glasses for a second. Safety goggles. There we go. Alrighty. That should be pretty close. I'm going to do a fit check.
He asked, always asks if people have favorite spots online to pick up glass straps supplies. I told him we have been getting some of our supplies at Amazon.com, Hobby Lobby, or even at a local shop here in El Paso, Texas.
Yep, and also DelphiGlass.com. Remember, that's one of the first places we found some stuff.
Yeah, that was through Amazon.
But basically, Google.
For the glass that you're using on the Joelbot, we got from the local shop.
Yes, this all this glass that we're using so far came from a local shop. But surprisingly enough, Hobby Lobby, at least all the ones here, and there's like 3 in town,
Three in town, yes.
um, they all have an excellent range of glass and decent assortment of supplies. They don't carry the cane, but the local glass shop here in town, you can get the cane and all that other stuff.
Or
Right.
online.
Yep, and online. Anything we can't get, like if the little mom and pop shop here in town is out of stuff
Can't find it
and
online.
we can't get it at Hobby Lobby, we will go get it online. I'm going to take a little quick snack break.
You handed over the cart.
Good. Yeah, so the background noise tonight, normally I play music right now. It is the Dungeons and Distractions game.
Nice. I ordered some stuff from Whitemore, Bergen. There are two local shops, but one is going out of business,
Oh, that's sad.
and it's
Yeah.
always better in selection and price than the other.
Well, get everything you can from them while you can.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so stained glass is kind of a dying art. I'm hoping it's kind of going to come back, but there are a lot of glass manufacturers recently who have gone out of business, and it's not it's not the best time for the art in general. But that's one of the reasons that I stream on Twitch is to just share my love of it with everyone and maybe inspire someone to do something they love or even inspire someone to pick up the art. Because the more people that are doing it, the better that it's going to survive.
So been loading up on any glass that looks cool and stocking up on clear textured.
Yes, that's a very good idea. Yeah. Anytime you see a glass that you just fall in love with, just grab it. Just grab it. And we
Anniversary and everything is 60% off,
oh,
so
dude.
I'm jumping on everything I can.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Great.
All right. So
It's mostly like 6 by 12-ish pieces, but I'm not going to complain.
no, no. And 6 by 12 is not bad. All the when I have to shop at Hobby Lobby, most of the stuff they carry is a foot square. And granted, that's not necessarily ideal depending on what you want to do with it, but
Especially
it
with
works. It works. You can make anything work. You just have to be creative sometimes.
you dolt too. Hey brother, in between games, coming in to say hi.
Oh, hi, you do it.
Oh, you do it. Okay, I got it now.
Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it.
I see why the kids hate the I's and the L's.
Yeah.
I just sit there and tell them which it is, and then
Well, especially printed I's and L's can be really bad.
yeah, and that's what they say. Now I see it.
Typed I's and L's.
I see it now. Doesn't it? Get here. Like back of my screen, you damn thing. Thank you. I'm showing your stream in my stream while we are in intermission.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't even hear the thing go off. Muxie's probably half broke tonight.
I don't know. He just said he's showing your stream in the middle of his stream, so.
Well, anyway, I appreciate it. If I quit flapping my app, I'll have a new piece put down.
Well, you can't help it when someone's asking you questions.
Well, yeah, and I actually have someone to talk to. I get a lot of lurkers in here, but sometimes they don't chat much, and I don't either unless I have someone, kind of
And I don't count.
initiating the conversation. So with my stream, I'm kind of in that catch 22. I should talk more, but I don't have anyone to talk to. So, um, I do the best I can, and sometimes I narrate myself, but after a while, I just get to concentrating on what I'm doing, and I forget to talk. So without an active chat, and I do look up at chat all the time, without an active chat to interact with, I'm kind of
Maximum says right. It's still great sizes for smaller projects.
yes, exactly.
But you can always make this use the smaller sizes continuously to make bigger series.
Right,
You might want to narrate what I just said.
right. So what my wife just tried to point out is, you know, even for a bigger project, you can do creative breaks to sew things together. So this is the backside. I took some 1/8 inch by ½ inch wide welding steel. It was 3 foot tall, I believe, and I cut a little bit off at each end so that I have room to put the 3D printed frame on it. This is a prototype, by the way. I got to bring it out to show that it actually fits, because right now it's even with the table. See, it fits. So that's why there's an instep here. But I soldered it to the seams. See, if you notice, there's 1, 2, 3 panels here, and there's 3 panels across up there. And on the front side, since you can't see this bar, they're just soldered together. And I use the color to my advantage. I got some reds in the middle because I didn't want it too monotone. Um, but if you look down in my Instagram feed, one of the pictures might still be up. I don't know. But you can always make an extra cut or an extra seam and make uh, smaller panels and smaller cuts work.
He says, neat. All you have to do is really look at your pictures. I mean, because you have.
Yeah, if you want, since you're modded, Krista, you can go into Instagram and search for me and then post a link. Find one of the better Spooner Sloth pictures and post a link.
Do it says match is starting. Gotta run, brother.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it.
Okay, how do I do this?
Instagram.com is your first stop.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I don't do Instagram because I got enough crap trying to tell us on my phone.
Yeah, I know. Why don't you sign in and then the only person you have to follow is me?
You can do that.
But as soon as my wife gets her account set up and signed in and everything, she will post a link for us. She'll find one of the better sloth pictures, so you can see the whole of this window since we're working on top of it right now. And in the pictures, it's hard to realize how big it is because I don't have much for the way of scale, but you can see here how big it is. It's literally the size of my card table. It's 34 inches by 34 inches, which is why it has the support bars because the panels on the side have more seams in it, and then the sloth has a lot of seams, so it wanted to bend right here in the middle. It it was okay this way because of the size of the panels and the way that they're broke, top and bottom. Those were supportive, but top and bottom it wasn't supported. So that's why I soldered these bars onto it. All I did was wrap them in copper foil and then solder them to the existing seams. So you can see right here where the gaps are, there was already a seam here. So it is solidly stuck as well as it's ever going to be stuck to the glass around it. And to be honest, I haven't seen anybody else do that. That's just a solution that hey, I can take this steel bar, wrap it in foil, and then I can just solder it to the back. And hey, I've got stabilizers. It basically works like a I-beam in a building, right?
I got the picture.
Yeah, just copy the link and you can post it in chat. So at the top of the page there should be the web address. You should be able to copy the web address and drop it.
Sorry, I'm sometimes a little.
That's why I was trying to help.
So there's one. That's the last one where you have to see all the cracks and everything in the. Is there a black balloon over that picture?
Huh?
Oh, what? There's this.
Oh, that's the camera cord.
Oh, okay.
And did you post it already? Because I don't see it in chat.
Yeah, it's up there. That's the beauty of making stuff. Come up with your own solutions.
Yep.
Dang. I think he saw it. It's there.
Yeah, I just missed it because I can only see basically one line of chat.
Oh. Let's see. Yeah, that's the best one is that one because that's actually shows with the stabilizer bars and everything. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna show them this one.
Hang on, I got to reply to a whisper. All right.
Okay, I put up the final picture of with the stated live sports, but I also went back to the one where you broke and numbered all the pieces.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I figured that was a good one.
So what happened with that is this pane over here. Of course, it was flipped over. It was on the other side because we're looking at the back side right here. But I was working up here on these panes, and I just had these panes sitting down in the edge of my frame, which is sitting over there. I had to buy a 36 by 36 inch corkboard to set it on so I could use push pins and stuff. But as I was leaning on this with my body weight and, you know, trying to get the templates made for the other windows and get them set and everything, this one cracked. So instead of scrapping the frame, I went with it and I actually broke this one. And this one I broke, but artificially. Even that one, uh, this little shard here broke after I broke it artificially, but it was fine because it went with the motif. To give it that cracked glass look, I just went with it. So it's kind of, I have kind of a little bit of a Bob Ross mentality. We don't make mistakes. We have happy little accidents. But it's all in your attitude, you know. And sometimes, you know, there's nothing wrong in temporarily walking away when you're completely defeated. The important thing is that you eventually come back. You eventually come back from it and recover, and you use that accident as a basis. Having a real hard time seeing my lines here, so please forgive me. Where is that line? I can't see it. My light here.
Make lemonade out of lemons.
Yes, exactly.
Biggest problem I have with glass is it all looks so cool.
That is true. That is true. Oh. All right. I'm going to try to cut this out. All right, Christy, you can turn that off and start the music now.
Okay, well. Okay, good night, guys. Not me. I'm not ready yet. Ow.
Might need to turn our fan on. It is ungodly hot over here.
Yeah, it's getting.
All right. I'm going to pop this twice and see if that does it. There. We'll see if that's enough. All right.
Let's see. There was a retired gentleman at the shop today who bought probably a dozen full sheets of glass. Definitely was jealous. Whip Davis says, "Gosh, I am a bit jealous that you have someone there that helps swim the stream."
Yeah, I'm lucky that way. But yeah, it takes two hands to do this, so kind of have no choice. The computer's way over there. I can't mod and manage chat and all that by myself. I just can't. That looks like a pretty good fit. We'll go ahead and cut that.
If I wasn't here, he wouldn't answer any of your questions.
Well, I would eventually. But if I had a troll show up, someone who needed banned, I would be in trouble because I might not see it for a while. Okay. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Is this tall enough? Maybe? Oh. Just short. That's actually disappointing because that's almost the perfect shape. All right.
That's good and shows a healthy social interaction. I like that.
Thank you, David. Yeah, and David, I'll get you that stuff as soon as I can. I literally just need to shoot the base video. All the other video I have just sitting on my computer, but I gotta shoot the base video. So we'll get that to you shortly. I'm gonna have him. He's gonna basically edit my wrap up video for me. Um, we'll try this one, and if it works out for everybody, then we'll do more when I have more projects done. I was gonna do it last night, but when I got off, I was just so tired, and I was literally at that point where I didn't want to turn the lights back on and do it. It won't take me long, because like we're talking about, a YouTube video somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes, whatever turns out to be appropriate. And the other video is having a time lapse, so you'll see kind of like what Joel does. So you'll have me talking about the project, and then I'll cue the time lapse, and then I'll keep talking, so that there's something to put in audio wise while the time lapse is going.
All right. Maximum asks, have you kept any of the pieces you've made?
Actually, I do. Oh, I guess I missed another window. So that would be 7. But yes, actually, I do have one somewhere. I think I think it may be in Alabama in storage, but I do have the very, very first piece I ever made was a dolphin swimming in the ocean.
Wick David says, most of the times I'm alone in my house and I have not found a need for a mod due to not having trolls. You do, you, no worries.
Okay. Well, I mean, and that's fine too. If I didn't have to have both hands and attentions like I do, I probably wouldn't have my wife here doing the mod role. But considering I literally could be working over here and something could happen that needs a mod's attention, and I would be clueless for up to 5-10 minutes. Uh, I just thought it was prudent. So it's kind of a situational thing. But yeah, I completely understand why most small streamers don't have mods, or if they do, they're regulars or such. But I'm kind of in a situation where I personally felt that um, it was better to be safe than sorry and to have her as a mod from the beginning. Now, if it ever gets to where we've got quite a few people in here and there's a need for another mod, that may happen sometime in the future. I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller.
Maximum says, that sounds neat. Wick says, sounds like a good plan for a
Ooh.
video of that sort.
All right. Thanks, man.
As we go, two different things going on.
Yep, yep. Hey, that's chat. That's normal. All right. That's as close as I'm going to get on this one. Yeah, I might be able to trim the end off here. Never mind.
Wick David says, the two of you working together is a great thing.
Yes.
Inside, okay.
Yeah, and the other plus side of it is it gives us something that we do together. I mean, I'm over here doing this, she's over there doing that, but we are doing it together, so that's another nice thing. There we go. See, I kind of nipped off that bottom point there. And we're off to the grinder.
Not complicated, but that doesn't mean if it's fun, especially. Okay, well, sometimes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Where on earth did I just toss my gloves to? Ah, over here. And if anybody's wondering, these are basically regular cut gloves that apparently they dipped in some sort of rubberized coating. Um, we picked these up at Hobby Lobby. Okay. We did not just get them today. I'm talking about my gloves, dear.
Huh?
I was talking about my gloves. We did not just get them today.
No, I said we found them today. Danny said that's.
Oh, you and Danny found them today? Ah.
Yes. We were trying to figure out last time where we found them.
I thought it was Hobby Lobby, but I wasn't sure because I couldn't remember. But yeah, you could probably do this yourself with some kind of rubber dip and cut gloves.
Quick, David said he dives under the desk because I put up the noise command.
It's not that bad, but just so anybody who's wearing headphones or earphones has time to turn them down. All right. Let's do a fit check. I know, right? I need to replace mine.
He also says nice to Wick David. Wick David says it only took most of the day and almost all night. I had
Yee.
issues because the computer was being a butt ever since we moved the desk and rebooted the computer. I was not able to stream today because of it.
Well, I'm glad you got it figured out, David. I was pulling for you.
Maximum says damn technology.
Yeah, I know, right?
David says sad thing, the computer is only about 2 years old and having issues. My Chromebook is 5 years old and I have not had any issues with it.
Yeah, well, that's Windows for you, especially since they no longer do testing on real machines like they used to. I think they've really gone downhill. Okay. I'm gonna let that piece soak in the bath for just a little bit. Alright, take a few more bites of my noodles.
Let's see. Maximum says starting to get late here. Going to lurk.
Well, thank you for hanging out with us. Enjoy your lurk. I appreciate it.
Oh, did you ever put the new code in for a PlayStation? Because they just sent me a message that your old one expires tomorrow. Never mind. Let me recheck, make sure I'm reading the right.
Xbox, I can read
Okay,
that.
Xbox, yeah.
I was gonna say
Xbox.
you shouldn't get nothing from PlayStation.
Yeah, Xbox. Sorry, I was in the middle of two things, so
Yeah, Xbox I know expires.
it expired yesterday. Or it expires tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Like I can redo a whole year for like $35 instead of the 60. Wakey wakey,
Wakey, wakey.
wakey wakey, pokey wokey.
He's like, why?
Put him in his ball. He had a kick out of that. She
She.
whatever. Had a kick out of that while you were gone yesterday.
I just need
She
paper.
kept going down the hall and hanging out by the bathroom.
Oh, is that your way of saying you get to go to the bathroom?
She also went to the kitchen like 5 times. The first time Harold went to chase her out of the kitchen, I'm like, leave her be. She's in a giant ball. She can't hurt anything now. She can't get lost. Let her be.
Bites of death. Manager is pork cactus.
Give her a minute. She'll come out of it. I have to throw some more soda in the fridge. All right, I'm back. Tell you, between 3D printing and this, I use a heck of a lot of glue stick. I'm going to need one probably tonight. Do you have another one?
Yeah, they're right above your head.
Okay. It's not quite dead, but it's getting awfully close.
That's what Costco and Sam's Club is for.
Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Alrighty. All right. Um, let's see here. All right. I'm going to do something I normally don't do. I'm going to pull out the soldering iron, and I'm going to stabilize all these little pieces in here because they keep moving on me, and it's going to mess me up. It'll take just a minute to heat up. Just do a quick tack down in a couple places. Ah.
Lexi just came up.
Okay, I'll look at it in a second. All right. There we go. It'll take just a minute for it to heat up. And just for confirmation, I do use lead-free solder. It has a superior sheen and luster uh, when compared with the leaded stuff. All right, now I'll get this hopefully where you guys can see. I mean, I hope. It's probably as good as it's gonna get. Hopefully this is, yes, it's hot enough.
Okay, I think I'm trading off.
Okay.
9:30, and I gotta be up at 6. Because we already know the dogs won't let me sleep in.
Right.
So, I'll go get the other refrigerator.
This is still wet, so let me make sure. I'm going to go ahead and get the little earpieces. All right, that's all the little loose pieces. Unplug the soldering iron. Alrighty. I got myself just a little bit. Just barely touched it. But now we can get under there and not have to be afraid of everything moving. Really. Alrighty. So now we can cut the news. Ah, there we go. That was so much easier. See, sometimes doing it a different way is the better way. With all those small pieces shifting around, I just had to do that. I could have tried continuing to fight it. Maybe this big piece might be long enough, might be tall enough. And by gum, it is. So we'll just glue that sucker right there. Actually, I do want to see. I'm not sure if any of the other pieces. I kind of would like a piece with a lot of purple in it. But that may not be. It's got a lot of purple in it, but there's a stress fracture there. Yep. Ow, 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 ow. Now looking at this one right on, don't know how well the camera picks it up. Yeah, they're all not very dark. And that really is it for the big pieces. That one's, nope. Yeah, see, that one's not even. This one might. Nope, that one's a no. So yeah, it's basically between these three. And looking at these guys straight on, they're not overly dark. Now, this one I could put in the middle. I don't know that it matters so much, so let me use that little piece. So I took this shorter piece I found that fit. I'm fond of using the smaller pieces first. I think that's good enough to go to the grinder. Get everything moved over and set up. I'll let you know when I'm ready. Takes me a minute to get on the gloves and everything. Oh, yeah. Well, I decided to try it out. Moobot is pretty nice, actually. I liked PhantomBot, but the thing is with the updates, like, I had to reset it up every time it updated. Huh? Yes, it did. Which is why I decided to try Moobot, and Moobot works pretty well. There are some features I would like to get, but you have to be a contributor. So there's like a point system they have, and you spend so many points to get certain features, but certain features are locked out no matter what unless you buy points at least once. But I mean, it's not exorbitant, and I completely understand. Like, the developers need to make something off of their work. So I'm probably going to do that at some point so I can have full functionality of the bot. It's up, right? Okay. Oh, I forgot I unplugged my grinder. Well, that's a good reminder. It don't work unless you plug it back in. Duh. No. Flip the switch and then I go, oh yeah, I had the soldering iron on. do a test fit real quick. It's tight. I can't get it out. Alright, I'm going to shave down just a little bit. Okay, much better. Okay, so that's why you always test fit, because when you get the foil on, you don't want it to be too tight. It's pretty tight as it is, but I think I got it to the point where it's got enough tolerance. we are. Does not get much better than that. That's a very good fit. Now for yet another teeny tiny piece. And it's our last teeny tiny piece for a little while. Not the last tiny piece on this robot, but the last tiny piece for a while. There we go. This one might be the key. Oh, yes, 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 yes. It's almost got the right curve to it. All right, so I think we're going to use this piece. It's not perfect, but it's close. All right. So I am going to have to use the die grinder.
Alex says that's a face in the window. I mean, there's a face in
Hey, yes. Yep. All right, I gotta find my glasses. All right. Noise, please. And this really is going to be loud. The die grinder is much louder than the regular grinder. All right, so what I did there was take off all the sharp corners. Now, so I don't drop it, I'm going to hold it with my pliers. Yeah. Ooh, almost lost that. I may have to redo the template anyway. But right now I'm just trying to get this little notch. Yep, I'm going to have to redo it anyway. I should not have dipped the glass. I should have just kept dipping the die grinder. Oh well. Reset. Made some progress. I haven't honestly had to use this tool that much, so I'm still learning how to do this. This is basically a poor man's way of replacing the glass saw. Just trace this real quick. And right into the drink. Hilarious. Maybe I should move that. Alright, get a better grip on it. I do need the water somewhat close so I can cool off the bit. Try this again. Noise, please.
Okay.
Good. Well, okay, apparently the glue did not take because we dropped it in the water, but the template was salvageable. So we'll just hit it with a nice thick layer again. And replace. I'm going to try holding it where there is not any template like this. All right, one more time, noise. There we go. Or not. Nope, you know what? I'm just going to use my fingers. That works better. Oh, that one broke. It happens. I wonder if that one was stressed because it broke right where I was holding it. And there really wasn't that much vibration on it, so it must have had a stress crack from the previous break, which is fine. We can do it one more time. This is going to be one of those pieces that is difficult, which is fine. It happens. Might even still be able to use that one. There we go. That will work, I think. If this one breaks again, we'll have to go to another piece after that. But we've got one more try with this one left in it. And hopefully the weak part has broken off and we're good. All right, now off to the grinder. Oh, I gotta plug it back in, dummy. Alright, now let's see if we can do a test fit. Oh, that looks perfect. Does not get any better than that. Got his cheek in. Now we get to do a nice big piece. There we go.
How much are you playing on Joey?
Oh, I don't know, till I feel tired. Why are you flagging on me?
No.
Okay then. Yeah, I can do that in one piece. If I can do it in one shot, it'll far make up for the three or four attempts it took me to do the cheek. Were you even counting over there? Nope, he's asleep. Did you just faceplant?
Nope.
Well, you're not answering me.
What? What did
I said if I get this piece done in one shot, it'll make up for the three or four times I had to redo the other one.
Oh, jeez.
And then I asked you, how many times did I have to do it?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you weren't counting. Okay, that's fine. And that's what I said, and then there was crickets. So I'm like, are you alive over there?
No, I face planted and died.
That's kind of what I was starting to think. nicely. Sorry, guys. Didn't realize my camera had wandered off. I got it. That broke, but that's okay. Ah, you turd. You know what? Just make that a separate little piece. Yep. So crack that little corner off, but we'll just do it as a separate piece. It's fine. Alrighty, now the rest of it. I really should put on my gloves now that I'm dealing with the big piece. these right here. Okay. There we go. There we go. Finally shaved off enough.
So that one part is his mouth.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it better when the paper's off of it. See, his smile is actually an outline.
Oh yeah. So you just did it as one whole piece.
Basically, I broke off a corner, so it's actually two,
Well, yeah.
but yes, I did it as one whole piece. I was gonna break it up, and I was like, nah, I can do that. And for the most part, I did it.
Besides the one corner you broke off.
Yeah, this little itty bitty corner here. But it was such a small corner, and the other piece still fit so good. I'm like, nope, nope, we're still going with it. Oh yeah, I was supposed to look at Muxie ages ago, and I forgot. Oh, Eclipse Props! Thank you for the host. Sorry it's so late, man. I heard the thing go off, and I said I was gonna look at it, and I just now looked at it. To be fair, my other mod was here, and she heard me, and she let me forget. No, that's totally my fault. I'm sorry, dude. Thank you for the host, even though it's a little bit late.
Yeah, I'm glad this mod can't be blamed this time.
It's fine, because I heard it go off, and then I was gonna look at it, and I totally spaced it, and then Krista must have forgot too.
Hey,
Ah!
Muxie.
Ah!
Oh,
Holy poop!
45.
Well, thank you for the bits, that engineer. I didn't even think anybody was in here hanging out.
Yay, 44 cents. Woohoo!
It was empty.
Oh,
Aw, thank
thank you,
you.
Bart.
Thank you. It's definitely not empty now. Ah,
Hey, it's almost full.
yeah, it's only 12:30.
Not sure how you're still up.
It's only 12:30 for me.
We don't sleep.
Oh, and another 100 bits. Well, thank you.
Damn.
Thank you. You came just in time to see the lower part of the jaw.
I forgot you're all mountain.
Yep. Yep, we are definitely mountain time.
Well, our cup is now three-fourths full.
I just got to foil this piece, and then you'll get to see it in the Joelbot. Hopefully, it makes it look a little more normal.
I keep forgetting that you're not all Texas. It's Central.
Nope. Um, just
Or the slither part that's not Central.
yeah, pretty much. Just somewhere. I know I've seen the sign.
Van Horn.
It's west of Van Horn on I-10, where you see the sign now entering Mountain Time Zone.
It's only like 5 minutes.
If you think about where El Paso is, I'm directly uh, beneath Albuquerque, so I'm pretty far west. I'm actually further west than Denver is.
I need to save up and see if you might be able to give us a flight engineer wing sometime.
Oh yeah, I could do something. It all depends on how big it is.
He asked, really?
Yeah, I don't think flight engineer wings would be that bad either. But
We just need to know what size.
yeah, and if you have a file handy, that would help too. Although that's something I could just Google and come up with a decent picture of flight engineer wings.
I need to look at the map more.
Um, is it a particular branch of service or uh, like commercial flight engineer or? I mean, I could assume Air Force, but you have to remember that the Army has flight engineers too, because we do have that one fixed wing aircraft that the Army flies.
Air Force, their Heritage FE wings.
Okay, that would be easy enough to look up. I mean, I could have assumed Air Force, but the Navy flies too, and so does the Marines, and the Army, still has a aviation branch, not a very big one because it's mostly for helicopters, Blackhawks and Chinooks and that kind of thing. But
He said
uh, we do have one fixed wing aircraft in the Army, so had to ask. Huh?
he said what now? Because I thought they got rid of the sharps or shippers. And then
Yeah, let me scroll up, or actually blow up my window so I can read it since you're having a hard time there. And I kind of know what
and he said
Sherpas? Nope, nope. Well, I mean, they may have, but I got out in 2010, and the National Guard still had the Sherpas. I was Army National Guard for 10 years in Colorado. My unit was the 2nd 135th General Support Aviation Battalion. Yeah, as far as I know, we still have the Sherpas. I know we did when I got out. I mean, I know it's been 8 years, and I know there aren't that many of them. There's very few of them, but they are still a part of the service.
it would be a wide piece because the center area would be a decent size due to the props on it.
Yeah, if you could figure out exactly how wide you would want it, I could get the picture of it, and the FedEx home office actually has a printing service, so I can just take the file and say, hey, I want this picture to be this wide, and they'll print it, and then it'll be all proportional and everything. So I need to know what size you would want, and then once I get a good look at it, I can give you a quote. But as far as finding the file, it should be easy to find.
He says you definitely weren't popular and let me figure out the ratio.
Yeah, that's true. They're not popular. But yeah, if you can just tell me how wide you'd want them, then I can look at it and blow it up and figure stuff out. But as far as printing out the pattern, that's the easy part because I'm sure I can find it on the internet somewhere. I mean, there's military archives all over the place, so it shouldn't be that difficult to find a decent picture of the flight engineer wings. Do me a favor, that engineer. When you figure out how wide you want it and everything, send the particulars over Whisper so I don't lose it. Because whispers don't go away, but this chat will, unless I went all the way through the VOD, and we're definitely towards the end of it.
He said will do.
But yeah, figure out how wide you want it, and I can look it up. And
161 bits.
and once I could just take the file down to FedEx and figure out how tall they were, and figure out the area and how many pieces are in it. Because basically, size and complexity is where the cost is at.
He says on that note, I'm gonna go learn off to bed. I'm gonna keep it up for numbers.
All right, if you hang on just a second, and I will. There's a shot of Joelbot. See, you can even see his smile pretty good. Starting to look more normal now.
That's looking good.
And it's still got all the schmutz on it from the from the water. Thank you, sir. Have a good lurk. Thank you again for the bits, and yeah, just send me that whisper when you get it figured out as far as size, and I can give you a quote.
Night, y'all.
Good night. What do you think, Danny? Should I go ahead and do the little bit on the chin here and finish up the head and call it a night?
Yeah. Kind of make it flush.
It'll just look better.
I mean, because it looks like. I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks like a puzzle piece, but it's like, looks like
It's
it's flush.
just like one of those things that needs to be done. And then that'll leave us for the neck for tomorrow. We'll start on the neck. And I'll have to post a poll at some point about what to do with the eyes because I've got three options now.
Oh, you and mom agreed on 3 options?
Yeah, well, that glass we picked up at the store, the one blue glass,
Yeah.
the second option is the backside of the iridized glass, and the third option is finding two blue areas on the blue swirl that are big enough for the eyeballs,
Gotcha.
which I could do. Might be a little bit of a pain, but I can do it because I've got one right here, one piece that's definitely big enough. And then I would have to search for another one because this one's not quite big enough, I don't think. Maybe it's close. Yeah, it might just eke out, so that might work. Make a couple of identical patterns for it and then post a poll.
Looks like a bug.
Okay.
It looks like an ant. Well, it always, I mean,
I agree with a bug. I'm not sure I agree with ant.
well, it's got the pictures. It's got feet.
Oh, what, this?
Yeah, the chin spot.
Oh, okay.
Is that how it's gapped open? Since we're since we're looking at like flat sideways, it kind of looks like fingers.
Yeah, it kind of does. I mean, I see your point. I'm just like, yep, okay.
He just donated
Ah!
39 more bits.
Well, thank you, sir.
That odd number was getting me.
Woohoo! OCD for the win! All right, you have a good night, sir.
Well, at least I know I'm not the only one who's got the OCD when it comes to.
Nope. It's actually pretty common on Twitch, actually.
I know.
All right, so that piece will work just fine. Yep, big enough. Aw.
Yeah, you little squirrel emote.
Oh, you like my little squirrel emote?
Yeah.
My little nightly squirrel?
It's so cute.
Alrighty, a little bit of grinder work. There we go. Alrighty, let me get my gloves on. Alright, fits pretty easy. Oh, yeah. I do.
I'm still staring at the grader. I hope I'm not that far behind.
No. Nope. I done forgot the camera that time. Ugh. There we go. Alrighty. Got it. Got the face. So tomorrow, whenever I start, we'll start on the neck. I'll see if I can figure out what I want to do with the eyes as far as color. I've got 3 options. We'll talk about that. I'll talk about that on the Twitters. You can follow me on Twitter at Ren Tinkerdork. You can also find me on Instagram, Renaissance Tinkerdork. It's actually Renaissance underscore Tinker underscore Dork. And we will see you sometime tomorrow. I intend to stream twice, but I'm not sure exactly what time the early stream is going to start. Let me. Uh, let me uh, go get my phone, and we'll find someone to do a raid and a host. Well, we did Cave Geek yesterday, so even though Suchikuchi's not doing creative today, we'll raid her. Alrighty. There's the raid call. If you don't have the special little emote, you can use the Twitch raid emote.
They're like freaking absolutely nothing. What the fuck kind of gun is that anyway? Renaissance is ready with a party of 3! Oh my god! Ah! Hi! Renaissance Teacher Dork, welcome to the stream, you guys. My name is Teacher TV. Rabbit squirrels? Oh, geez. I'm telling you, my bullets are nothing. They are nothing. Why? Okay, I'm out of here. I'm freaking not playing that gun anymore. I'm sorry, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
I have
There's
to
no
agree
way.
with her.
Rabbit
When
squirrel,
it comes
welcome to
to
the stream, you guys. I'm Suchi
World
Coochie.
War II,
I'm usually a leather worker. I'm playing video games right now. I like playing creative, but
little
today I'm
harder
playing in
everything.
in this video gaming category. I like to play this game too. I get a little